Gunfire in Guinea-Bissau's capital. The president says armed men attacked the presidential palace while he was inside.
I was in the middle of the Council of Ministers with all the members, including the Prime Minister, and we were attacked with very heavy weaponry for 5 hours. But now everything is under control. When I was elected president, I promised to fight two things: corruption and drug trafficking. And this is also linked to that.
Guinea-Bissau's become known as a transit point for cocaine between Latin America and Europe. It's also no stranger to political upheaval. There have been 9 coups or attempted coups since it gained independence from Portugal in 1974.
Guinea-Bissau has been a fragile state for decades because of narcotics trafficking and the manner in which it infiltrated state institutions, undermined them, the military, the police, intelligence, political parties.
It's not immediately clear who's behind the failed coup. Some witnesses describe the gunmen as members of the military, others as civilians. Embalo suggested many members of the security forces had died. The West African Regional Bloc, ECOWAS, and the UN Secretary-General condemned what happened.
We are seeing a terrible multiplication of coups, and our strong appeal is for soldiers to go back to the barracks.
The president had called his cabinet together ahead of an ECOWAS meeting on Thursday to discuss a string of successful military takeovers in the region over the past 18 months. Some fear the violence in Bissau is part of a wave of copycat coups.
One of the differences between the situation with him and Burkina Faso, for instance, or even Mali, the coup in Mali, is that he's a former general, so he has obviously kept strong ties within the armed forces.
Some called Embalo's rise to power following the 2020 election a coup, after he claimed victory despite opposition allegations of fraud. There have been reports of tension within his government, and in recent days he'd reshuffled his cabinet. Embalo's described the latest violence as an attack on democracy and says some of those involved have been arrested. Alexi, Al Jazeera.